Long ago, the All-Father Odin united the worlds. He threw down his foes and cast them into the 10th world, then split the boughs which held their prison to the World Tree and left it to drift unanchored, a place of exile. For centuries, this world slumbered uneasily, but it did not die. As glacial ages passed, kingdoms rose and fell out of sight of the gods. When Odin heard his enemies were growing once again in strength, he looked to Midgard and sent his Valkyries to scour the battlefields for the greatest of their warriors. Dead to the world, they would be born again in Valheim. Hello, my lovelies. Believe it or not, we are back in my Day in the Life series. Today, we have a day in the life of an Undead Viking. I love the Valkyrie design for this. How they're simultaneously woman and raven. So, from what I understand of this game, it is based on a largely untalked about, like, most people know that, Earth is Midgard and that's where we live. And then there's Valhalla where the warriors of Odin prepare for the final battle, and there's Helheim and all of these places. Well met. We are being greeted. This game takes place in Valheimir, or in Valheim, which is a largely undiscussed place in the Eddas and in the histories. So they could make of it what you will. And the conceit of this game is you are a Viking who has died through some matter or another, and to prepare to defend Odin's territories, you're in a place. This is not Valhalla where you fight glorious battle every day and carouse every night. This is a place where you can build a home, build shelter, etc., etc. ad nauseum. Today we're just going to do ordinary play and try to get through as much of like tutorial-ish things as we can. And then tomorrow and the next few days after that, we are going to turn off enemies so that we can fill in our map without dying. And that will allow me to show you more of the world before we get down to the nitty-gritty of Day in the Life in the 10th world under the shade of the World Tree. Ugh, I love having Yggdrasil in the skybox. But first, let's see what Hugin wants to say. Welcome to the 10th world, warrior. I am Hugin, sent here to guide you in your travels. The megaliths surrounding you are the sacrificial stones. They represent the Forsaken, which you must slay in order to ascend to Valhalla. Well, we will get into that. This stone is Vegvisir. These magical stones were scattered throughout the lands by Odin as signposts pointing toward the ritual grounds of the Forsaken. If inspected closer, this one will reveal the summoning place of Eikthyr, your first prey. He is a mighty beast, so you need to properly arm yourself before even attempting to defeat him. So, let's register Eikthyr. Okay, Eikthr's sacrificial stone is very close by, which is fairly typical. Okay, can I speak to you further, Hugin? Cannot. I love his little breastplate. So one of the first things we need to do is establish some kind of shelter, because you can get cold. You can take damage from it. I need 6 wood to craft a club. And Hugin has more to say to me. Hello. Take stock of your inventory. Most items must be crafted. However, due to your recent departure from Idgard, you'll have to recall the true shape of objects. Just pick things up and it will come back to you, I'm sure. My lesser brother, Munin, tells me one can fashion a stone axe out of wood and stone. Oh, that sounds much better than a club. So let's find stone. We're looking for wood and stone. And I know that in the grand scheme of games, I can in fact punch a tree to get wood. But why? Why would I do that when there's wood just lying around? Do we want to gather wood and stone on our way to Eikthyrs? It might be Eikthyr, but we could travel... Uh-oh. I don't have a weapon yet. Yeah, this is like the one game in the day in the life ofs where I am going to... Can I craft a stone axe? I can. I'm gonna put this over here, and we'll have our axe be item the first. And we need 3 more wood for a hammer. So let's find branches. Oh no, it's next, but I have a weapon now! This is the one of the 3 day in the life games where I am going to leave combat turned on for the vast majority of play, simply because... Oh, that... Hello, Hugin. Calling forth the beast. You have found the summoning place of one of the Forsaken. Make the correct offering at their altar, and they will come. Be wary, though. The Forsaken are not easy prey, so craft a wicked weapon, don your finest armor, and eat a hearty meal before engaging them in combat. I bring... hunt his kin. So we're going to need deer stuff. Hello, seagull. This is another game that is... I picked these games because they are beautiful, but they are also very different from each other. Let's get this flint. Let's get some more wood, because we do want a hammer for very important reasons. I bet you're about to tell me the things I can make with flint. A tasty morsel. You have found a snack. Consume it to improve your health and stamina. Be aware that before long you will grow hungry again. So try to always have at least a couple of different meals ready. So there are different foods in the game, and they have different color forks next to them. And that determines whether they prioritize health or stamina or other things. We can make a hammer! Hammer! If you get that reference, let me know. Oh my gosh. I wonder if Tank Tolman knows about this game. Oh, early game. There are so many tutorials. You have crafted a hammer. With this tool, you will raise mighty halls and towering fortifications. Start by building a workbench. This in turn will enable you to construct other things. Alright, I am going to make myself a very, very basic campsite right next to... Let's pick these dandelions. I believe these are also a food item. Some call it a weed, but it's pretty nonetheless. I don't need that. But if you choose to get this game, which I do recommend, it is a lot of fun. I recommend that you build your first like shelter, your first home base within sight of the stones, because those stones will be your spawn point until you make your first bed. So we're gonna right click for crafting. We need stuff for a campfire. We can't build anything yet because we need a workbench, and we need 10 wood to make a workbench. Now we only have the most basic axe, and We need to get enough wood to get a workbench because you cannot repair it without a workbench. So the goal is to get enough wood to make a workbench before you break your things. Oh, it looks like we've got a big plane over here. Planes? Oh. Hello, dear. Hello, Grayling. Hey, guess who has a hammer? Or guess who has an axe? Graylings are one of many enemy types that we will get into as we reach them. But because fighting and striving are such a huge part of, like, noble warriorhood, we're working our way up to Valhalla in this game. So being able to fight for ourselves is important, which is why outside of mapping our first island, which will start tomorrow, we are going to leave fighting turned on. We're gonna die a lot. It's a fact of this game. I mean, we're not even gonna die a lot because we're already dead. And one of my favorite details is you actually have desiccated corpse eyes. It is such a delightful little fun detail, and I love it so much. All right. Here's a nice flat spot overlooking the summoning stones. Let's see if we can make a workbench. Okay. Your workbench won't actually work without walls around it. So for this first workbench, we are going to make the simplest of simple basic structures that we can to encase it. Oh no, that didn't even lock on to the Oh god. We might need to start over in a slightly different spot. Okay, let's exit out and talk to Hugin, because we do want to get shelter made before night. A workbench allows you to craft complex items such as well as giving you access to lots of building pieces to construct with the hammer. Thank you. All right. We need to encase our workbench so it works. Because a workbench needs walls on at least 3 sides. And it also needs a roof. Let's make a short wall. Oh, it's interfering with the workbench itself. I am just trying to get enough structure around this workbench. I'm trying to make you hold things up that we can use this workbench. Come on. Line up. Now, I believe that this means that if we select one of our other tools, we can now use this workbench to repair our stuff, which is huge and important. Okay, we can already make a better axe, which is awesome. We can make a hoe, which will allow us to level out the land. We will do that once we have picked a better site. But until we have better weapons, we can't. We need to kill some deer and some boar to get the materials to make things that we need. All right, now I need a campfire and a sleeping surface. Now, oh, we need wood. Because the thing with this whole thing is if we don't have it under shelter before the next storm, our campfire will go out. However, we also don't want to screw up our smoke, because you can get smoke inhalation. You can die from fall damage from trees. Like, this is a game where there's a lot of realism, and honestly, it's one of the things I love about it, is how much realism they put into it. Like, if a tree falls on you, you're gonna die about it. And that just means you're gonna respawn naked in the summoning circle, or your bed if you have one. It feels like sunset is already so close. And I am just trying really, really hard to have a bed to sleep in before the sun sets. That is under a roof. That is a grayling. Oh, graylings are annoying. They're a low-level critter. But the thing is, they will run away and then they will come attack you again. Then they will run away and then they will come attack you again. But they are an excellent early game source of resin, which you need to make torches. Some of the stuff is baffling, some of the stuff it isn't. For example, you need bones to make higher level clothing. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like a decor item. I don't know if it is a like you need your bone beads to make it, or they found out about bone burnishers, which is an absolutely hilarious thing if you study like museums, if you interact with museums at all. Which is a story I will tell you in just a moment, why that is amusing. But either way, that means that I can't build better clothing or armor. Okay, how am I for wood? I have over a stack of wood. We will come back to chopping things forever in just a moment. Let's repair our stuff and get into build mode very quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little wall around this with 3 sides so I can get the spacing right. Why can't I get to right angle? And then we're going to put a roof over it so that it won't go out when it rains. Just want the E button will adjust where things snap. There. And then I just need enough of a shelter to make a bed. And it has to be close to the fire source. So we'll do it under this tree. It's already getting dark. Thank you for locking in. Not sure why we can't get more under. Hello, Hugin. Yes, you have many things to say. A headrest for the weary. Sleep the night away in your bed and awaken feeling refreshed and full of energy. Another improvement to your home would be some chests where you can store items. It is good practice to always have some spare equipment if something unfortunate should happen to you while exploring. Oh, I am well aware, sir. By the way, the first time I played this game, I kid you not, I accidentally punched Hugin out of existence before even speaking to him. Oh, the nighttime music is so creepy. Okay. There, we have a bed. It is under shelter. I think I'm going to extend our shelter just a little bit under, just a little bit further before we sleep. I am going to enforce sleep in this one as much as I can. Then we'll just make sure that our bed is under shelter. Oh, look at how gorgeous that is. I'm going to repair my building materials. We do need to build some chests. That is for sure. But that can be another day's problem. Yes. And we are going to save and go to sleep. The bed is too exposed. I need more walls. I might need to break some more trees. We shall see. Alright, that is everything I can do to this shelter. The bed is still too exposed. Well, I am going to continue playing into the night to find some sticks and stones. We will come back with the dawn when the light tries to change. I will change my world settings so that we can do some exploring without aggroing all of the greylings and the trolls and the bears, and we and our hunting hounds will continue to explore Valheim. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you are enjoying this game. This is I think this might still be in early access. I'm not 100% sure, but this is a super fun game. It's only about $10 US on Steam. I highly recommend this. This is one of my favorite slow burn world building, base building stories. It's basically Minecraft with very, very slightly better graphics and a strong theme. But if you have enjoyed this so far, please consider leaving a like, a comment, maybe even subscribe to bring you back for more Viking adventures in the afterlife. Have a happy time zone wherever in the world you are, and I will see you guys next time.